welcome back to my channel. I'm Jessica, and today I have my update for 23 in 2023. I actually have it written down on my spreadsheet wrong. I have it 23 in 2022. Yeah. Can you tell I copied and pasted that onto my spreadsheet? This is a project I've been doing forever. Like, long before I ever really did social media, I've been doing this project, and each year I add a new product in because, you know, that's the way numbers work. Every year you add one on. So yeah, I am attempting to pan 23 products this year. Some of them I am only attempting to actually hit pan on, and a few I am attempting to finish. So without further ado, let's get into this update. The first thing that I have, the first 15 items on here, are from the Revolution Reloaded Provocative palette. I feel like I have a dog hair on my lip, which I did. It was one of those super fine. If you have a dog with a double coat, you will understand the issues that we have here in this house with a double coated dog. So yeah, I have 15 in here. I am just attempting to hit pan on these, and I'm doing pretty darn good with this one. I will have close-ups of this palette, and we'll go over this. The first shade I have just a baby dip. It is cute and tiny, and I'm enjoying it. It's a lovely berry shade, and yeah, I will eventually get to that point. Shade number 2, and these do not have names. They are literally just numbered on the back of the palette. Shade number 2 is a very dark, kind of warmish brown shade, and I've actually hit pan on that one. I'm very excited. You can see just how deep these shadows are. I was kind of surprised with how deep the pans were, because these are 0.04 ounces, and the pans are wide, so I assumed that they would be a little more shallow, but clearly we know what assuming does. Yeah, they're not shallow at all. It took quite a bit of work on this one. I used it in my brows. I used it as an eyeshadow. I've used it as a liner, and lo and behold, I hit pan on it. I want to say like a week ago I hit pan on this one. I'm very happy that I was able to do that. Shade number 3 is a darker matte cream, and I really like this one to set just the brow bone portion, or not as a highlighter, but just the whole brow area for like setting my primer, because I have hooded lids. I have to set that for, you know, for me, otherwise everything will transfer, and that is primarily how I'm using that. It matches my skin tone perfectly. Like, I could use that as a face powder and it matches me absolutely perfectly, but I'm not going to use it as a face powder. So I have a nice dip going in that one. I do believe I will probably have pan on that one by the next update. Shade number 4 is another slightly lighter berry tone matte, and I really like that one as well, and it's just got a baby dip. It's going to take a little while on that one because it's not a shade that I will use every single day, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. There's really no bad shades in this palette, if I'm being quite honest with you. Shade number 5, I think I've only used this one once, and I like it. It's just, I just haven't really used it that much. I have a lot of eyeshadows in projects, and that just was not one that I reached for in the past month. Shade number 6, we're going to the second row now. I don't think I've touched that one at all. And it's not that it's not a lovely shade, but there is a similar shade in this row that I have used much more. And I think once I hit pan on the other shade that is similar, I will work on this one. All right, what are we up to? Shade number 7. It is a nice medium dark berry tone shimmer. I really like it a whole lot. I've only used it a few times, but I'm enjoying it. It's going to be a while till I hit pan. Shade number 8. This is kind of a mid-tone peachy brown shimmer, and you can see up in the top left corner I do have a little bit of a dip going there. It is a really lovely shade, easy to use. Don't know that I will have pan on it by the next update, but I am enjoying it quite a bit. All right, what are we up to? Shade number 9. Yes, that is the shade that I have been using primarily instead of the first one in this row. So once I hit pan on this, then I will go to that other shade. I have a nice little dip going in this one. Don't know if I will have pan in it by the next update, but I think I will be pretty close on that one. I love to use this on my outer corners to deep up deepening up that area, and I'm just enjoying that one quite a bit. It is a kind of a berry brown tone. It's not as cool as like a true berry, but it is, you know, it's kind of like a reddish brown. I don't know how to explain it, but I really like it a whole lot. All right, the shade on the very end in the second row, I actually have that on my lids today on the inner third, and I really like that one a whole lot. It is not as light as I would normally like for my lids, especially towards the inner portion, because of my close set eyes. I tend to do like the ombre from lighter to darker, and it still works for me though. I really like that one. I'm not sure if I'm going to focus on that one or not, but I feel like that one's going to have a lot of use and have a really good dip by the next update. All right, going into the first one in the third row, I've only used this a few times. It is a kind of a lighter neutral berry. I don't know how to explain that. I really like it. It is actually a decent like first crease shade for me. I don't know how everyone else does their eyeshadow, but I tend to use multiple crease shades in varying shades of darkness, or levels of darkness, not shades. And I like this one to blend out my crease, but not like a full transition shade. And I really like it, but it's going to be slow going because that's how I primarily use it. So I'm very light-handed with it. Next, second on the bottom row is a very light matte cream color. I like it, and I will probably use that once the one on the top row is done. It is lighter than my natural tone, so sometimes I will use that. If I've gotten a little aggressive with my crease shade and it gets a little too dark, I will use this shade to help buff that out and lighten it up a little bit. The third one on the third row, I have not used at all. It is a beautiful shade, but I have something that I'm working on it very similar in the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. So I think I'm going to hit pan on the other one first, and because I have more progress on that one, and then I will go to this shade here. The fourth shade on the bottom row, I have used that quite a bit. I did not use it today, though it probably would have gone with this look. I really like that one, and I feel like that one could easily be a focus shadow for me for the next month. And then the last shade on the bottom row, I've only used that a few times. It is lovely. It is very toned, as many of these shades are, and it's going to be a little bit till I have a good dip in that one, but I will enjoy using it. It's just not something that I'm going to focus on. So I'm probably going to focus on the top row, shade 3. I do believe I can have pan in that one, and maybe this last one on the second row. I think I could probably do some damage on that, and this one right next to it. Don't know that I'll hit pan on those two. Definitely think I will on the one on the top row, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, let's put that off to the side. Let's see. Next up is the Benefit Hoola bronzer, also just to hit pan. I have worn away most of the imprint on that, but you can kind of still see it because of the brush that I use. Making progress. It's definitely going to have pan in it by the end of this project, but we're not there now. It's still going to take a little bit. Moving on to the NARS Orgasm blush, also just to hit pan. I've used this, I would say a handful of times, but it was not my primary blush because I have 4 blushes throughout projects, and I actually have 2 other ones in this project to finish. So, you know, this one is just to hit pan. We will get there, but for now, I'm just using it casually, and, you know, we'll pick this up a little bit more. We will. All right, next up, we're on to the things that I would like to finish, and this is actually 2 of my products. This is from Coastal Scents. It is a blush duo in Delicate and Poetic. Delicate, I guess, is the bright one, and Poetic is the darker one. I actually like the darker one a little bit better. It is very neutral, where the brighter one, it's very peachy and very bright. When I use that one, I do have to tone it down with a little bit of translucent powder, usually rice powder, and it helps a little bit with that. It is nice, but it is definitely not my shade that I would normally go to. But these are to finish. I have been using these this blush primarily as my like main go-to blush for about a week and a half to 2 weeks. And first goal is going to be to hit pan on these, but ultimately before the end of this project, I would like to finish both of those. So making progress, but it's going to take some time. I have the Catrice. It is the lid is on upside down. This is the Baking and Setting Loose Powder, the HD. And the reason it's upside down is because of the way I had to measure it. I was at the top purple line when I started. Actually, I was probably higher than that, but I realized halfway through the month that I had forgotten to mark it, so I had to mark it. And this is where it was when I marked it, not when I actually started with this. So I'm sure I had more progress than that, but you know, you mark it when you remember to mark it, because this is my brain. You know how that works. All right, I have 2 lip glosses, and I have used both of them quite a bit, but you can't see any progress on them. I probably should have weighed them, but I don't even know if that's going to make much difference, because my scale is a kitchen scale. It is not like that sensitive, and it doesn't have that many decimal points. So, you know, it's not going to show a lot. When I used the e.l.f. one, the Ballet slippers, I was able to make a window in it the other day, and it held for a little bit, but then it disappeared. So I feel like even though I use this frequently, at some point I use it at least once a day, but yeah, no progress on either one of them. They're both lovely. The Essence one is a little bit more cool toned, and the e.l.f. is a little bit more warm, peachy, but they're both pretty sheer and easy to use. So I'm not worried that they're going to still be here at the end of the year, but just not a lot of progress to show you at this point. All right, the very last one is a lip liner from LA Colors. I had to look on my spreadsheet because I couldn't remember. This is in the color Sienna, and I'm making good progress. I will hopefully have the overlay where you can see the progress on here. I went from the top line to the bottom line. I'm okay with that progress that we have going right now because I am using it. It is lovely. I do have it on today, but then I also have a Buxom red liner with it. This is a more like rusty brown kind of color, and I wanted to have it a little bit more red tone to it, so I kind of mixed them both together. And I'm trying to think. I think I put the e.l.f. on top of it, just the tiniest little bit, so that it wasn't dry feeling. So that is how I'm using this primarily now, is all over my lip, sometimes with the red, sometimes without, and then I'll throw a lip gloss over it, and it lasts quite a bit. So that is my update for 23 in 2023. I feel like I'm doing okay for the first month because I do have one goal met, which is the pan on that one eyeshadow, and hopefully I will have some good progress for you guys for the next update. I want to hit at least one pan every update, or have a not a rollout because I'm not rolling things in, or something finished, or massive progress. I want something tangible to show you guys every single update, and I think that I'm definitely going to have that by the next update. I think I'm going to have a new pan for you and the eyeshadow palette, so we'll see how that goes. If you're doing 23 in 2023, let me know and I will come check it out. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and until I see you in my next video, have a beautiful day.